What's going on, guys? All right, so didn't bring you along this week. Had a busy week doing a lot of reloads. Was in Escanaba, Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and I did a quick load down in Trenton, Ohio. But since I didn't do that, I think I'll bring you along to 601,000 mile maintenance. So this is going to be my 10,000 mile maintenance. So rotate, oil, fuel filter. Oil, rotate, fuel filter, and the air filter will get replaced. I got one cleaning at the house, so I had to clean it and then oil it, along with, like I said, the 100,000 mile. So a spin-on transmission filter, internal transmission filter, front differential, rear differential, transfer case, transmission. As you can see, and I'm also doing a serpentine belt, tensioner, and idler pulleys, because I have had a friend in the past go ahead and wake up to not have a serpentine belt because it broke. So I've kind of put that into about anywhere from 100 to 200,000 mile maintenance plan for me, just to keep everything rolling and not wake up and have any issues. I do keep a spare belt, don't keep a spare tensioner with me, probably should, but they're not too bad. So yeah, we're gonna go on that today. As you can see, Amsoil. It's what I use, what I like. Agree with it, don't agree with it, that's up to you. To each their own. So let's go ahead and get going. I'm gonna get the truck in the air, and I think I got everything ready and set out to do so. So we'll get started on the oil change first, do the easy stuff, and kind of keep going. All right, guys, let's get going. All right, guys, here's 600,000 miles. Let's see. Doesn't look too shabby. If you guys see anything, point her out, but it looks pretty, a little dirty, a little muddy, just from being on the road. A little damp. Right there, looks like maybe just sweating off the idler arm that I put on. No oil leak. Maybe a little seeping right there in the back corner of that pan. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Lower oil pan's not a big deal. Oil filter, looks like it's got a couple drips on it. Trans pan looks good. Differential, look, it's wet out too when I came in. Looks good. Everything looked dry. So yeah, let's get started on draining that oil first. Not too shabby for 601,000 miles. All the drivetrain other than the engine is original, so never done any rear bearings or nothing, no wheel bearings, nothing like that. So just brakes and a motor once. So let's go. All right, guys, for anybody who doesn't know, through Amsoil, you can do an oil analysis. I've done one before. It came out good. I was at like 20 or 22,000 miles on an oil change. Everything came back good. But I just decided I wasn't gonna run my oil changes that long because I don't do mileage as write-off because I screwed up my first year, let's be real. So I'm doing another oil analysis this time. We'll go ahead and send that out. I forgot what it is for the kit, but it's shipping, all that's in it. So I will go ahead and send that out. They'll test it and let me kind of know where we're at with this thing with 601,000 miles. I think there's like just shy of 400 or 300 and some on the motor by now. So just kind of keep an eye on things. Just do it as like a pre-maintenance to make sure it doesn't come back with something crazy. So I'll let you guys know maybe in a future video what it comes out on that. So as you can see, draining oil. Gonna get going on the oil filter here in a second. I just took my little sample in my little bottle with that Fumoto drain valve. Makes filling that super easy, no mess. So it was really great. So I'll get on the fuel filter and we'll get drained some other thing. All right, guys, we are on the rear differential. Went ahead and checked it. We're still full just to make sure. You see nothing on that plug that's concerning at all, no big chunks, no nothing. I just figured if I gotta smell it, you guys gotta watch it. So you guys know who does their own maintenance, what wonderful, wonderful gear lube smells are coming from this. Not too bad. Not bad for 100,000 miles on it. Still pretty good. Front should look brand new. when are they coming out with smell-o-vision so you guys can enjoy this with me? Because I don't care if it's new or not. This stuff stinks. So, yeah. I think there's only 3 or 4 quarts in this rear differential. The GM, 3/8 plug at the bottom, 3/8 plug on the back housing. There's your drain and your fill. So I'll let this kind of piddle out for a while. I'm not in a big hurry. Nice thing about having 2 drain pans. I'm doing my oil right now. Oil filter is draining. Oil is draining. I'm working way back forward now, so I can kind of kill 2 birds, 1 stone along the way. Kind of makes it nice. I know not everybody gets that, but I'm lucky one to do it, I guess. So yeah. All right, guys, I'll get back with you. All right, guys, went ahead and got the rear differential done. We were just shy of 4 full quarts. If anybody's doing one on a Duramax or on the GM, big differentials. So yeah, so I'll kind of give you an update where we're at. Oil's done, so we're gonna go ahead and put a filter, close it up, and then kind of move forward from there. So just wanted to kind of update on the quantity, just in case somebody's looking to get it done. They know kind of what to go to the parts store and buy. So let's keep going. All right, guys, we're at the fuel filter. Already loosened it up. I just thought I'd bring it along for the waterfall. So much fun. Not as bad as some of the old Duramaxes, but still not the greatest. All right, guys, move to the front differential. As you can see, I may have had a little full, but look how clean that is. That is good stuff right there. So I'll get the drain plug pulled on the bottom, kind of let you know what it takes to fill this one. Yep, you'll see how clean that is, guys. Obviously didn't need to change it, but I'm here, I do it. It's just one of the things, maintenance. Keep up with it, and hopefully she'll take care of you for 1,000,000+ miles. Let's get going. All right, guys, got the front differential done. It's just about 2 quarts to do that. We now are draining the transmission. Look how bright cherry red that is. That's over 100,000 miles on it. So we'll get that spin-off filter off, get those bolts loose, and drop that pan. I'll show you the inside. All right, guys, there's the pan. 100,000 miles. You see a little bit of normal wear and tear in there. Still bright red. Everything looks good. Just remember, you get always that one last splash when you pull this bad boy down. After that's done draining, the mess is over. You clean up your surfaces, throw it back together. I am gonna try reusing the gasket. Duramax gaskets are reusable, so I'm gonna reuse them this time. Got a new filter to put up there. Don't forget that O-ring needs to come out because your new filter has a new O-ring in it. So we're gonna get the pan and everything cleaned up, get back to it. All right, guys, got the pan back on. Make sure you tighten everything down. I just kind of go and lightly torque them down by hand. I'm sure there's a torque spec somewhere. In the future, or in the past, I did screw up that hole because I was overzealous and thought everything was tightened down and it was in enough, and it wasn't, so I stripped that out enough to where it lightly holds. So yeah, make sure you tighten your drain plug back there, because if not, you're gonna have a bad day when you start filling this with some fluid. Anybody that doesn't know, on a Duramax, on an Allison, they have a magnet. They should be in that transmission filter to catch any particle, so when you're taking it off. So make sure that goes back on with it. A lot of people will go ahead and do their maintenance with the spin-on filter, and I had this bad boy on, and it doesn't want to go back on. I'll do that off camera then. But a lot of people don't know that exists, and it needs to be there. And it's like $35 if you take it off and don't do it. So I'm like 25, 30 bucks. Not stupid expensive, but it seems dumb to just not pay attention to it when you take that spin-off filter. Take the spin-off filter off. Might as well make sure you get that magnet, clean it, put it back on the new one, and get it put back on. A lot of people just don't know about it. So if you bought a truck used, they may or may not have it if they didn't go to a dealership. So we'll get the spin-on filter on. I gotta do the transfer case next. And yeah, we'll get it down and do the belt and tensioner and idler pulleys. So getting close. All right, guys, as you can see, got the air box with the air filter and intake out. Did not pull the box off. I literally just use my Serpentine belt, tool to go ahead and loosen out. Serpentine belt is off. Just kind of want to give you a heads up. Everything else is done. Started the truck up, topped off the fluids, made sure everything was good. Gotta take it for a spin down the road. But we're gonna go ahead and get this tensioner off, and there is 2 idler pulleys right down there that need to come off. Yeah, so we're gonna get them knocked out, and I will update you along the way. All right, guys, not saying these are bad by any means, but there is a little wiggle into that bearing, and there's absolutely none on a new one. Unfortunately, I probably didn't write it down anywhere, so I'd say there's at least 150, 200,000, maybe 100,000, I don't know on these, but as you see, don't make any noise. They spin good, but they do a little different. So for like the 20, 30 bucks, I think they are. It's kind of a nice little thing. Did have to pull the alternator because I dropped the tensioner down in there. My hand wouldn't fit, so I did pull that, but got one on already. We'll get the other one put on, put the tensioner on, put the belt on. All right, guys, a little update. To get the serpentine belt around the tensioner, you have to go ahead, it's face opposite direction, so you'll see there's a bolt to take the tensioner on and off. There's a bolt that holds the actual pulley onto the tensioner. Well, the belt has to fit through that little area. I couldn't fit my big hands through there. So, because I dropped the tensioner earlier, I pulled off the alternator, and I pulled out the air box to get it some more room to get my big old paws into there. Not saying you'll need to do that, not saying it's a necessity, just kind of what I ran into. So we're gonna throw the alternator back in there and look up the diagram and how to route this brand new belt. So there's an update, let's keep going. All right, guys, got the truck done. Was not the most fun. Did struggle with that serpentine belt, getting it on there. But as you can see, we're on the ground, ready to go. Headed home for the day. It's my parents' house. So we're gonna go home and get a load going to Houghton Lake, Michigan tomorrow. And then I have one set up going to Jackson, Michigan. So that's kind of where we're at. So if you like this kind of content or anything, let me know if there's something you want to see or anything like that. If not, comment, like, subscribe. We'll see you guys later.